Hello, dear children. Today we'll see the second chapter of the book Flamingo, The Lost Spring. The title Lost Spring, what does it signify? Certainly not the season. Spring does not represent here season. Then what does it tell? Lost Spring, the title tells the lost childhood, the joyous moments of life. Written by Anish Jung, the story has been divided into two parts. The first story exclusively talks about a city of Firozabad, exclusively talks about a boy named Sahib Alam. And second story talks about Mukesh of Firozabad. We'll see both the stories one by one. In the first story, author finds a boy, Sahib, scrounging for gold in the garbage. Author asks him, "What do you do? Why do you do this?" He realizes that this Sahib and his family members and many other families, they all are migrants from Dhaka. Due to various floods, storms, their crops, their field, their houses, all were destroyed. So they have migrated to a bigger city with the hope of a better life. Sahib, author asks him, "Why do you do this?" Sahib replies, "I don't have any other work." Author asks, "Why don't you go to school?" And immediately realizes how hollow this advice is. Then he realizes their lives are filled with such hollow advices all over. The political parties, the leaders, the authorities, they all make them promises which are never fulfilled. Author asks, "If I build a school, will you come?" Sahib showed the ray of hope there. He said, "Definitely, I'll come to your school." After some days, author notices Sahib on the street, and Sahib came running to the author, asking him, "Is your school ready?" Author says, "Building school takes longer time. It cannot be built in such a short period." The other day, author notices Sahib and his gang of scroungers without sleepers, and he asks him, "Why don't you wear chappals? Where are your sleepers?" The boy replies that my sleepers are kept up on the roof side. My mother did not bring them down. The other boy replied, "Even if she brings them down, he won't wear it." Author notices a peculiar habit that not wearing slippers or shoes they cannot afford. It's not merely because of poverty, but it has become a tradition. Over the years, they have made their life in such a way that wearing slippers is a luxury, and without slippers, they are normal. That is the perpetual state of poverty that is being represented here. At the same time, author remembers one story a man told him from Udupi, that a priest boy, he always prayed to God that I want to wear a pair of shoes in my life. After 30 years, author visits the village, and today everything is changed. The priest of temple, the plastic chairs, the son of the priest is in full school uniform with shoes. Entire location is changed. But these people like Sahib Alam and others, their life remains the same. The gang of Sahib Alam takes author to a place nearby Delhi called Simapuri. Author very nicely picturizes this place, that metaphorically Simapuri is close to Delhi, but how far it is. Why far? Physically it is close, but amenities wise it is far, far away from Delhi. It is just like a slum, devoid of sewage, electricity, clean drinking water. No such facilities are being made available there. Author asked one of the women, "Why don't you go back to your greenery, your villages, your fields, and live a better life there?" The woman replies, "If at the end of the day we can sleep without empty stomach, without aching stomach, we are better off here than going back to Dhaka, going back to our home. We want to make a living." Author further highlights this garbage, this scrounging the garbage, has got different meaning for the children and for the elders. For children, it's like a treasure hunt. Sometimes they find a 10 rupee note, sometimes 1 rupee note, sometimes something very costly, something useful. And for the elders, it is a means of survival for them. So same job with different meaning for children as well as for the elders. The other day, author finds Sahib carrying a steel canister in his hand. He has started working in one of the hotels, serving tea to the customers, and he looks very, very down. He doesn't seem to be happy at all. Author, when he sees him, he asks, "Why are you here? What are you doing?" He finds out that he is being paid 800 rupees and all his meals till the time he works there. But author finds the steel canister to be heavier than the plastic bag that he used to carry when he goes for the scrounging for gold in the garbage. Why? Simple, because when he was scrounging for garbage, for gold, he was master of his own will. But now he has been mastered by someone else. There is no freedom in it. This is the first story about Sahib-e-Alam. Now we move on to the second story about Mukesh. Mukesh is a young boy who wants to become a motor mechanic. It doesn't seem to be a big dream, right? But it is a big dream for Mukesh, because the locality where Mukesh lives, Firozabad, as you all know, Firozabad is famous for glass making, bangle making, decorative items of glass. Mukesh's family is also engaged in similar profession, making glass, making bangles. Author asked him, "Why do you want to become motor mechanic?" He said, "I want to be free. Someday I want to drive a car. I want to learn, and I want to get out of this vicious circle that we all are bounded with." Later on in the story, we'll see how it is a courageous effort on the part of Mukesh to even dream of doing something else than going to the furnaces and doing the glass welding job. Mukesh's family, like any other family of Firozabad, they all are engaged in making glass bangle. One day Mukesh volunteered to take author to his house, and author goes. They go through stingy lanes, narrow streets, devoid of any kind of facilities, any kind of amenities. He bangs a door, an iron door, and gets inside. A young lady, who was given the title as Bahu of the house, is busy preparing the meal for the entire family. She is in charge of all three men in the house: Mukesh, Mukesh's elder brother, and Mukesh's father. As Mukesh's father enters, she draws a wheel on her face. As a tradition, as a custom, the ladies are supposed to draw a wheel on their face when some elder enters the house. She is busy making food for everybody. It is a very primitive stage that these people are living in. The animals, the family members, all together, combined together, living in the same house. Further, author notices a young girl, Savita, sitting with an elder lady, busy with glass welding work. She is also doing the same work. One day, she would get married, and the same bangle would represent her suhag, that she is a married girl. The sindoor that she would wear, the bindi that she would put on, the bangles that she would put on, the henna that she would put on her hands, all red color. It is the mark of she is married. The old lady is happy that the man, the owner of the house, has at least earned himself that much, so there is a roof on their house. Not every single family there is so lucky to have even roof of their head after working so many years. The young children of Mukesh's age, they do not even know that it's illegal to work in such furnaces. If it is reported to the police or the administration, all the 20,000 people, those who are working there, would be freed. Author asked one of the men, "Why don't you gather together and make a cooperative?" They reply, "Even if we dare to do this, the system won't allow us. The police, the administration, they would find us only as culprits. So therefore, they don't dare to go and make a cooperative or further go on. They are so badly engaged in this vicious circle of making welding glass bangles that they don't dare to dream of making something else. Therefore, in the beginning of the story, I told you why becoming a motor mechanic is a big dream for Mukesh. This is the reason. And with this, we come to the end of the chapter, where both the stories have clearly told about the lost spring, the lost childhood. I suggest you go for the reading of the chapter, go through the textual questions, and then we'll meet again. Till then, see you. Take care. Thank you very much.